The Deep Space Vanguard has deployed in full force to Agni Prime to retake the scorched planet in the name of the Federation. Stay frosty, troopers.
Hold up, there's a Starship Troopers video game?
Hello and welcome to the Critically Clueless. I'm the Monk, and today, yes, we are doing a video
on Starship Troopers.
Extermination. Now, this game has been out on Steam for a while, but it's officially released now and available on console. So I finally managed to get my hands on it and have a go, and my god, I was not disappointed. Now, this game has been published and developed by Off-World Industries, and it will set you back around £35 depending on which platform you're buying it on. I know on Steam it is a little cheaper. But this is a first-person shooter video game. There are 16 of you that load into the level, and as you guessed it, you need to kill some bugs. Now, if you've watched the movies, the original movie only really for me, but if you've watched the movie, then you know what to expect, or you know what you should be expecting. As someone who is a huge fan of that iconic movie, I can tell you this game does an incredibly good job to make you feel like it should make you feel. I mean, I'm loading in with 16 players, and it does a fabulous job of making you feel like 16 players just is not enough people when you have to defend against wave after wave after wave of these arachnoids. I mean, seriously, I've got a gun with over 200 bullets that I can just absolutely spray anywhere, and it's just not enough to get the job done, to make me feel safe. Now, there are 25 unique missions for you to try and get through. Every mission or every map takes around 25 to 35 minutes to complete if you are successful. And of course, there is a hell of a lot of replayability. That is what this game is all about after all. Now, there are also a number of different classes and weapons that you get to use. You get to traverse the world, climbing and such, trying to get yourself a little bit of high ground to get yourself away from these arachnoids. One thing I loved about this game is just watching these bodies pile up. I was expecting them to just disappear, but you know, here we are a good chunk into this mission. In fact, we're nearing the end, and you can see just how many bodies were just left lying on the floor. And I can't express the fear that goes inside you as you are running towards an objective, and all of a sudden these arachnoids start coming out of the ground, you know, directly in front of you, and you just can't fire enough bullets fast enough at them to give yourself a little bit of breath. Now, unfortunately, I did die a few times in this game. Luckily, there is a respawn, so you know, you're not just living one life, which is a little bit lucky, because I feel that as a new player, I'm going to die rather a lot. Also, full disclosure, this is only a first impressions video. It's not a full review. I haven't played this game nearly as much as I want to before I do a full review in the game. But what I have played, I absolutely loved. I left the very first mission feeling exhilarated. I can't tell you how many times I swore as, you know, new bugs kind of popped out the ground. It wasn't just one species of arachnoid that I was fighting as well. There were several species that were just coming at us at a time, and it was hard to keep up with just, you know, what we were doing at the time, what the mission objective was, because the amount of chaos around us. This is definitely a game that is going to benefit from having multiple friends all in a party, all communicating. It's going to make the game so much easier than just jumping in. But if you are on your own, don't be afraid. This game does do a really good job of just mixing you up with whoever's available, trying to get you in a mission as fast as possible. You can also join missions mid-match, so if you just want a quick match, you just want to fight right now, you're able to just jump in and have a ball. Something that surprised me quite a lot actually was that there is an element of base building here. So you'll have objectives where you have to essentially survive or defend an area where you can make yourself a little base to help you fight these arachnids, to help push them back. And there's a variety of different things in order that you can do. You can build turrets, you can build walls, you can build bunkers. There's loads of different options there for you. So I feel like once you actually understand the mechanics and get better at that, you're going to be able to survive a hell of a lot longer too. This is a game that I never realized that I needed in my life. I unfortunately didn't get this game when it very first came out. I would have loved to have got it then, but we're coming in a little bit late. But perhaps this game's received bugs and fixes along the way, because it was relatively smooth. It's definitely not the prettiest game out there. And there were definitely a few graphical issues, especially considering the amount of sheer things on the screen at once. There was so much going on. You could tell that the Xbox Series S, it done a great job to, keep the game going and that, but it was a little bit laggy. But I think that's completely okay considering what's going on. I was surprised to be able to see so many bugs on screen at once, and I absolutely lived for it once we started playing. Now, I have tinkered around with the base building a fair bit, and it is quite robust. There's quite a lot of things you can do. Even as someone, you don't really know the controls, you don't really know the layouts, you can do a surprising amount with the structures that they give you. I don't know if they're going to build on that later, but it's something that I hope they do, because the base building part really, really sings to me. I love games that allow you to build a base and defend it, so I think that could be really cool. And right at the beginning, with no experience whatsoever, nothing unlocked, you do have 6 classes available to you, all of them with unique weapons. All of them are going to play very differently as well. So I like what they've given you there. They've given you enough to get your teeth sunk into, to feel like a trooper. And if you've watched that movie, if you watch this movie that this game is about, if you haven't, I seriously recommend you go out there and take a look. It is a cult classic with a huge following. It does everything right, this game. It draws the best elements from that movie and puts them into this game. So it's one that I can strongly recommend. I'd be very interested to know if any of my community have been playing this game, what their thoughts are. Is this a game that they would recommend? Because it's one that I'm highly recommending at the moment. I'm looking forward to getting stuck back into it, playing some more, seeing how it feels, playing a few more maps, playing with friends as well, seeing just how that works. This is also crossplay, so you're going to be playing with people on PC as well. But as this is a cooperative game and not a PvP game, I see no issue in that whatsoever. But there is an option to turn it just to Xbox or just to Steam. If you want no crossplay, you do have that option. But until next time, I've been a Monk, we've been Inquisitive Curious, and I will see you in the next video real soon. Don't forget, a full review of this game is going to be coming at a later date. But until then, happy gaming.